I destroyed my life with my own hands, and now I live every day in regret. My name is Oma, a 30-year-old African woman living in Canada. 5 years ago, I had a husband who loved me with his whole heart and a son who adored me. But today, I'm living a nightmare as the second wife of a man who insults me every day for the decisions I made. Let me tell you how it all went wrong. I met my ex-husband, Kwame, right after I graduated from the university in Ghana. He was everything a woman could ask for: kind, loving, disciplined, and deeply religious. When Kwame loved, he loved with actions, not just words. We dated for 2 years, and even when his job took him to Canada, he made sure to come back and marry me. Our wedding was grand. My friends couldn't stop talking about how lucky I was to have a man who treated me like a queen. After the wedding, I moved to Canada with him. Life was different, quieter, and more structured than I had imagined. Kwame was a man of routines: early to bed, early to rise, work, church, and home. It was good, but it was also boring for me. I wanted more excitement, so I told him I wanted to work or start a business. Kwame didn't stop me. In fact, he encouraged me to start a business instead of taking a job, saying it would give me more freedom. That's how I started exporting goods back to Africa. My business boomed, and soon I was making good money. I even bought myself a luxury car. Life seemed perfect. We had a beautiful son, a supportive home, and financial stability. But then I met Valerie. Valerie was everything Kwame wasn't. He was charming, adventurous, and extremely wealthy, or so I thought. We met through business, and he swept me off my feet with expensive gifts and sweet words. He made me feel like a queen all over again, and for the first time in years, I felt alive. We started an affair, and I was hooked. The secrecy and the thrill of sneaking around made it all feel like a fairy tale. Valerie told me he could give me a better life than I had with Kwame, and I believed him. He promised me the world, and I was foolish enough to think he could deliver it. Soon, I began to resent Kwame. His calmness, his routines, even his kindness started to irritate me. I convinced myself that I was trapped in a boring marriage. When Valerie proposed that I divorce Kwame and marry him, I didn't think twice. I didn't stop to consider what it would mean to leave my husband, my son, and the stable life we had built together. Kwame begged me to stay. He asked us to work things out, reminding me of our vows and the impact my decision would have on our son. But I refused. My mind was made up. I thought I was chasing happiness, but I was running straight into misery. After the divorce, I felt free and excited to start my new life with Valerie. But the reality of being his second wife hit me hard. There was no grand wedding, no celebration. He refused to marry me in church, saying it wasn't necessary for a second marriage. When I suggested we invite my parents to witness the court marriage, he dismissed the idea, calling me childish. Moving into his home was a nightmare. His first wife, as expected, was cold and hostile toward me. But what broke me was Valerie himself. The loving man who had promised me the world turned into a stranger. He stopped me from continuing my business, saying he didn't trust me and didn't want me interacting with other men. "You've already proven you're unfaithful," he said, throwing my past in my face. He made it clear that I would always be second in his heart, telling me in front of his first wife that I lacked morals and loyalty. Every day, he insults me. He compares me to other women, always in a way that makes me feel small. He and his first wife even team up to mock me, calling me a woman with no boundaries, no values. I'm no longer the vibrant, confident woman I used to be. I'm a stay-at-home wife with no business, no job, and no respect from the man I sacrificed everything for. The worst part. I can't even go back to the life I abandoned. I tried to reconnect with Kwame, hoping he might forgive me, but he's moved on. He's in a relationship with another woman, and though he hasn't remarried, he keeps our conversations strictly about our son. He's kind but distant, and I can tell he's truly done with me. Now, I'm pregnant with Valerie's child. I'm stuck, torn between staying in this toxic marriage or walking away to start over again. I don't want to repeat the same mistakes, but I also can't imagine living like this for the rest of my life. I regret everything, leaving Kwame, abandoning my son, and chasing a fantasy that destroyed my reality. If I could turn back time, I'd choose differently. But now, all I can do is try to figure out where to go from here. I shared my story today not because I want sympathy but because I want you to learn from my mistakes. Sometimes, the grass looks greener on the other side, but often, it's just an illusion. I had a husband who loved me, a stable home, and a beautiful son, but I let greed and temptation blind me. Now, I'm living in the consequences of my own choices, and trust me, it's a heavy burden to carry. If you take anything from my story, let it be this: value what you have. Don't let fleeting desires destroy the life you've built. And above all, never make decisions that betray your integrity, because the pain of regret lasts far longer than any moment of excitement. To those of you facing your own crossroads, I hope my confession gives you the clarity to choose wisely. And to those who might judge me, I understand. But know this: I'm not telling this story for pity. I'm telling it because I hope someone, somewhere, will avoid the path I took. Thank you for listening. If you found this story meaningful, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, happiness isn't found by running from what's good, it's found in nurturing and appreciating it. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling confessions. See you in the next video. Bye.